Welcome to the Post Float Podcast.
What's up, Jesse Butterfield?
What's up, Levi? How's your float?
Are we recording?
Yeah, we're going.
Just jumping right in it.
That's right.
My float is great. I think still recovering from my float.
You still in there?
Yeah. I actually laid there and listened to the music for a few minutes prior to getting out. And then I was like, I should probably get going. Jesse's probably already ready to roll.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had to get out about 10 minutes early to pee, and then I got back in. And so I was just like getting settled back in, and then the music started. And so I was like,
oh, you got out 10 minutes early. Got you. I thought you got out in the first 10 minutes.
Oh, no. Yeah, it was good, though.
Nice, man. Elaborate.
Yeah, so it's like it's been 2 weeks since my last float, and so I was ready to float for sure. But I got in there and I did my breath work, I'm just going in and out and all that. And then I got to a point where I was like comfortable just like watching my breath, and then I started controlling it, going super long in, slow, deep, out, real slow. And I was doing that back and forth for a while, and then I kind of noticed myself starting to relax, and then I decided to play a little bit, and I had like kind of a crazy dream.
Okay.
And before I tell the dream, I want to tell anybody listening, don't expect anything. Because, it's like you don't do it for the experience like that. You do it for the mindfulness aspect of it.
I want to hear this dream.
But the dream is like I crawled out of the float tank, opened the float tank door, crawled out, and like onto the float tank lid, but it was like a mountain. It was like an ice mountain, and I'm climbing this ice mountain, and it's kind of dark, and it's snowing, and like I was climbing for a little bit this mountain, and I turned around to like look back to where I was.
Like where'd I come from?
Yeah, and this eagle swoops down and goes, whoosh, and just like kind of knocks me off the cliff, but like swoops me up, like, and now I'm flying, and now I am the eagle, and I'm like, my arms are my wings, and I'm just like, wah, and I'm like coming around like this, and like I could see like the ice and the snow and the mountain, and there's like water down there, and like it was like I had eagle vision all of a sudden, like that is like my eagle eye just goes burp. I like look down like and then I could see a fish down there in the water, so I was like rah, and then I started diving, and then I woke up.
So in your eagle mind, did that look like a tasty fish?
Oh yeah, it was just like
all of a sudden you had the predatory instincts
it was just like,
of an eagle.
It was like fish.
Are you serious?
It was rad.
Do you like fish normally?
Yeah, like I don't. Like,
were you ready to just grab this fish raw and just start tearing into it?
Yeah, it
was like literally your mental.
It was like I'm eating. I'm hungry.
I'm just gonna grab this thing with my eagle claws, and I'm just gonna go take it somewhere and devour it.
And it's funny, like I'm remembering now,
eyes and all.
Before the dream ever even happened, I was like laying there, kind of getting relaxed, and I heard my stomach start to growl.
Yeah,
so I was hungry.
That's kind of crazy, man. Because just grabbing a fish out of a river and shoving it in my mouth sounds, unappetizing.
I saw Bear Grylls do it.
Yeah, but that's Bear Grylls, man. Isn't he a squatcher now?
I don't know what a squatcher is.
So I don't know if it's Bear Grylls. I'm pretty sure it is. So I believe he went to the Bigfoot world.
Oh, really?
That's all he does now.
Cool.
I
hope so.
I think it's Bear Grylls.
I hope so.
Is there another one? There's Bear Grylls. There was two like main dudes that used to film themselves, right?
I missed out on all that. My buddies told me about
Man. Is that?
I think that might have been Bear Grylls. I don't know.
No, one was like a special forces dude from Europe or the Royal Air Force or something like that. And then there was Bear Grylls. I could be messing this all up, but pretty sure he's full on squatcher now. That's all he does. His life is dedicated to finding Bigfoot.
I wouldn't have any other person do it.
It's just, I don't know. I would love for Bigfoot to be real, but I just don't see it happening.
And I'd love for Bear Grylls to be the one to find him.
Yeah, I could do it. Yeah, it works, man. If it's going to be somebody who finds him, it should be Bear.
Right.
Man, you were an eagle.
You decide. Did you watch that show?
I have not seen that show for so long. I can barely even remember it.
Well, You versus Wild is the new one on Netflix, where it's like interactive, kind of like Bandersnatch, the Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, you were telling me about this.
Yeah, so every episode like he starts off like in this plane, you know, and he's just like, what are we gonna take with us? A grappling hook or a slingshot? You decide. And then you pick one, and then he takes that, jumps out of the plane, and he's like, okay, we're gonna go into the forest or down the river. You decide. And
That's insane, man. Think about filming that.
Oh yeah,
that means they did everything twice.
Oh yeah, I went through and so he's got all these options, and like, you know, eventually he gets hungry and he's like, I need energy. Oh, okay, are we gonna eat these termites or this big nasty grub?
So he's eating both
You
of them.
decide. Of course he eats both of them because oh man, it's awesome.
So the second take is like, so I'm not that hungry, but which one do we eat?
Oh no, yeah, it's great. You should check it out.
What is that on?
Netflix.
No kidding. Netflix did all that. That's got to cost a fortune to do
Oh,
that
yeah.
twice. Flying in a plane. Hey, we're going to jump out once. We're going to do this, and we're going to go back up, and then we're going to pretend like it never happened.
Oh,
we're going to do it
man.
again, and you're going to do both of them.
Oh yeah.
Every time.
Oh, yeah.
Consistently. Just think how. So there's obviously a film crew and stuff now, because when he did the original one, wasn't just him and a camera.
No idea.
Because
I
I'm
never saw
pretty
it.
sure what they do is like, okay, it was just them, just in the wild by themselves. So they'd have to think about this. If you're going to climb this mountain or whatever, you got to set the
He's
camera
setting
down.
the camera up.
The camera watches you do it. Then you got to come back down, get the camera, go back up, reset up the camera, show yourself going. You're by yourself. Imagine that,
Man.
right? So everything that's being filmed, they have set up, done it, came back, moved the camera, got to the next, and continued on.
Wow.
Yeah. So maybe it's not more work now that there's a film crew.
Yeah.
For him, anyway.
I'm sure he's probably got it all in his head, just
Yeah,
like,
he's like, I'm
have
good.
you here, you over
Yeah.
there, I'm going up that tree.
Maybe he's got like an identical sibling.
A twin.
Right. That'd be the best.
Right?
You got two airplanes up there doing it simultaneously.
Jeez. You'd have two crews.
Production, expenses go down dramatically.
That's got to win some awards, man. Just because it was just the production value alone.
Of this new one?
Yeah.
I gotta check it out. So it's on Netflix. And what do you search? Just Bear Grylls?
You versus Wild.
Versus Wild. I'm on it. I got it.
And I don't know. My favorite part really is like the intro because like it comes up. It's just like you, and it says wild, and it says versus. And when my niece and nephew watch it, they always go you wild versus. It makes no sense, but I like it that way.
Oh, dude, you have one of those energetic floats. I'm literally still. I'm like, okay,
Do
wait,
it.
you were an eagle a little bit ago, and then things started sizzling, and it smells like sulfur up here.
Oh man, yeah, that was a great flow for me, man.
Yeah, you're back, man. You're alive.
I needed that. I was like,
I could have stayed in there for another 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I fell asleep towards the end. I think I was so tired just before I went in. It was a fantastic float, but the temperature and everything was so perfect. It just coddled me.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of coddled. I'm not firing on all cylinders.
there was
right
a moment
now.
in there where I was just like, okay, let me say, can I feel anything? I was just
Right.
like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like
it was
nothing.
great.
Like I felt a little bit of a ripple from my breath, kind of
Yeah.
taking a big old because I suck at breathing, and I had to take a deep breath every once in a while, and that makes the water go. And I'm like, oh, okay, I feel a little, but I don't feel the difference between below or above.
Right.
I'm just
That reminds me, I wanted to bring this up though, because when I was in there, one thing I do every time is just part of my routine, but I don't think other people do when they first start floating. They talk about, I bumped into the walls. How do you stop bumping the walls? It's a process. When I get in there, you got to get in there, get settled, do whatever you got to do. But once you're ready to float, you got to center yourself and you got to wait it out. You got to wait for the water to stop moving, and it takes time. But then the most important part is, it depends on how you do it. Like I float with my hands down. I don't float with my hands up anymore. Just shoulder issues. So, and I don't like how it curves my back and everything. So I always float with my hands down. So for me, I'll just be floating with my hands down. I'll just kind of go left and right with both hands, until my pinkies touch the wall, and I just wait. And but when I go back to the position I want to be, it's methodical. I don't just jump back into it. I just methodical and slowly move back in. And then when I go, I pretty much stay the whole float.
Yep.
But man, you hear people complaining all the time about bouncing, hitting the walls, etc. And I'm always like, center yourself, wait for the water to stop moving, then pick a position. But I think it's that pick position, or position pick. Yeah. You got to go into it so slow. Everything you're doing in there, you're creating ripples. Basically, you're moving water, and you're gonna move with it.
Yeah. Anymore, I tell people like, center yourself.
Yep.
Like I do the same thing where I put kind of like my pinkies on the edge.
You doing hands up or hands
I'm
down?
still doing hands up.
Yeah.
It's just, it feels so good.
It does.
And then I tell people it's going to be a practice in patience.
Yeah.
Waiting for those waves
Yep.
to settle down before you can.
Because it feels like it takes forever.
Slowly move your hands. But what I do is I don't really like try to put them back in the position. I just like let them go.
Yeah.
And then just like
and then let them drift back into you because you're already up.
Yeah. And then they just kind of like slowly drift right into place. And I don't put effort into it. I just kind of like let them.
Well, my hands are kind of out of the water though when I'm touching the wall. So are your hands under the wall?
Yeah.
You're already sunk down. See, I can't really do that. I could, but I'm kind of short. So my hands are kind of up above. So then when I bring them down, I just ease them back into the water and then let them kind of drift in position. Yeah, I don't know. So I prefer hands up. I think it's my favorite position just because of where it puts my head and everything in my neck. But it kicks me out of my neutral spine position. Like it makes me arch my back. Do you notice that at all? Having a bad back?
A little bit, but I think it feels good.
You like it?
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with trying to keep my back like neutral all the time. Like even sitting in this chair right now, I still haven't figured this out. We're eventually gonna have to get new chairs. I'm like, I can't really do it. I can't sit just the way I want to here. Sit right. Come on. It's very important. You should obsess about this.
Yeah.
You know what? It's too many things to worry about.
Yeah.
Dude, your float sounds amazing.
It was awesome. Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of work done. Like, I was sitting there, like, thinking about all the crap I did this weekend. Like, just the whole...
Were you listening to Steve Miller before you got in there?
No, I was listening... I had Elton John stuck in my head.
Fly like an eagle.
Oh, yeah. That would have been more appropriate, but I had Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. We watched that Rocket Man this weekend. It was good. It was okay.
Oh, that's awesome. I haven't seen that yet either.
It was fun. It was trippy. I didn't know Elton John was such a drug addict, dude.
Yeah, dude, he was a heroin addict, wasn't
cocaine.
he? Cocaine, that's what it was. He went deep, right?
Woo.
I think a lot of those dudes did.
I imagine, yeah. It was the 70s.
Yeah. Cocaine was probably a big one.
But yeah, it was pretty cool just like getting to learn about his life and stuff. I know Elton John, all the songs. It's like, oh, I know that. And then it's like, damn. Like,
speaking of songs, did you listen to the new 2 album yet?
I haven't.
No?
Have you?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, I haven't really listened to it. I had it in the background last night when I was painting Murphy's Closet.
Yeah.
So I didn't lyrically. I know nothing, but it's the old. So and it was on my phone. So, you know what I mean? I'm painting a room. It's on my phone. It was a terrible way to do it, but they put everything streaming now. So Maynard and those guys just released all of it. So you just go to Amazon. There it is.
Nice.
Yeah. And you can just listen to it. But it had the same. So I don't want to talk too much about it because I haven't listened to it. It was just kind of a background noise. But yeah, it sounded like Tool.
So that's what I heard. It sounds like Tool doing Tool things.
Sounds like Tool doing Tool things. Like I think the first song might have been like 10 minutes long, maybe, or something like that.
Typical Tool.
Yep. But yeah, so it sounded like Tool. I'm curious to listen to it more.
Yeah.
But I need to like focus.
Yeah. I mean, after like 10,000 days, like didn't
hit me
so
you
well.
Slipped up, but you can still gotta listen. It's Tool, man.
I know.
I did see a funny article though. Somebody was complaining. A whole bunch of people were complaining that Taylor Swift came out and she lost the #1 spot or something like that to this band Tool. They're like, who's Tool? And they were so mad. They're like, start streaming Taylor Swift. Let's beat this Tool. Who is this band? They haven't even played music for 10 years. Anyway, they're really butthurt.
Well, good for them, man. 'Cause dang. I mean, those 12-year-old girls are pissed.
it was a bunch of dudes that I was reading. It was just like this little compilation of tweets. It was a news article. I didn't spend too much time on it, but I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
They were pissed. They're like, who is Tool? And what are they doing to Taylor Swift? How dare they? So insensitive.
Oh, yeah.
That's just me. It's rude, man. I mean, come on.
You see that video of Maynard wrestling that dude on stage?
Yeah, I saw it a long time ago.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. He
Freaking
got the moves,
super
man.
Weird.
He's just holding them there. Like,
yeah, like judo tosses him, and then he was like rear naked choking him while he was singing. And this dude is just loving it.
Yeah,
every minute of it.
Oh man.
But Maynard's not a big dude either. He's like my size, maybe even smaller. And yeah, he was just tossing this dude around, still just singing into the microphone, rear naked choking this guy. Yeah, didn't miss a beat. It was hilarious. Cool. I wonder if he regrets that or if he just like chalks it up as a win.
Yeah. He probably doesn't even remember that, you know?
He's an interesting dude if you ever listen to him on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's kind of just offbeat, little puns and stuff like that. Just it's I don't know. I like him though. He's definitely not like a famous guy. He doesn't talk like a famous guy. There's no pretension or pretentious behavior. He just does.
Seems like a dude that just wants to be understood.
But that dude is a hardworking dude, man. Like, he owns so many restaurants, wineries, vineyards. He makes his own wine. And he doesn't like take credit
for any of it. He like attributes his team.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what he was saying too on the, I think on the last podcast, Joe or somebody was like, how do you have time to do this? He's like, well, I don't do it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's my team.
Yeah. Like, my wife does this part. I do this part. This team, this guy runs that thing. This guy runs that thing. I just set it up.
Yeah, you got to be passionate about that. And he must be. He must really like wine.
Have you ever tried it?
I haven't tried his.
No, I need to try it. I wonder where we can get it. Probably have to order it.
Yeah, we should order some.
Yeah, should order some Maynard wine. I forget what it's called.
We'll get some Maynard wine, some Conor McGregor whiskey.
We'll mix them together and it'll get
mix
weird.
Together and have some wine spody out it.
We'll listen to Tool and Real Naked choke ourselves, man.
Oh, man, just like every Tool fan does on Saturday night.
Right, just having their glass of wine, you know, just right. Not too dry, not too sweet. This is just tasty. Yeah, I know. It's such a smorgasbord of things that he's involved in. But yeah, you think of old school Tool from like the original album, right? And then you think of a winery and fine dining,
a vineyard.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
he's an interesting cat. I like him.
I'd go.
Oh, I totally go.
But I mean, like, I wouldn't like. It's not like a Mecca trip, you know. Like, I'm not gonna go there to just go. It's like if I'm cruising through.
I think he was saying if you're gonna pick a restaurant or something, he said the one in Arizona is the one you should go to. I don't remember where though. So maybe if you're making a Grand Canyon trip,
Arizona Bay. Actually, I think I might go to Grand Canyon next
Arizona
year.
Bay. Right on. Are you really?
Yeah. I've never been there, and Becky was saying like we should go, and so I was like, all right, let's do it.
They have the new platform that you can walk out on. It's glass.
What?
Yeah.
Man,
if you went to Grand Canyon and did not walk on that glass, that'd be the biggest waste of trip ever.
But dang.
Yeah, some of my friends went and hiked there last year, and I was going to go with, but I couldn't leave the shop, and kind of bummed. But they said the hiking was incredible.
Was that platform there? Did they go on it?
I don't know if they went to the platform. I'm not sure.
Wasted trip.
When you're hiking, nothing's a wasted trip, man. Hiking's the best. I'm so addicted to hiking now.
Yeah,
it's my favorite.
So how was Iceland, man?
Incredible. Yeah, like I said, I apologize to anybody listening. That's like, Levi sounds like he's sleep talking. I'm still floating.
Yeah,
and I did not sleep very good last night. Kind of had a late night working on the house. But
did you think about Iceland at all while you were in the tank?
I did. So it was weird because I had these competing thoughts, and I was like, man, should I just pick one and think about it? Mm-hmm. But I was so tired. All I really wanted to do for floating today was just let my body recover big time. So I spent a week. Well, let's see here. What did I spend actually? So we were supposed to get to Iceland last Saturday, and we missed our connecting flight, so we didn't get there till Sunday morning, and then we left Friday. So, but Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I slept in a van on like a piece of cardboard. And so there was 4 of us, 4 adults living inside what they call the Happy Camper van, which is pretty awesome, man. But it's literally just a van. I mean,
like a hippie bus van?
I could stand up in it. I don't know what's the hippie bus van. Like, it didn't have like crazy characters on the outside or anything. There's smoke rolling out of it the whole time.
But you know, like the kind of bus that hippies lived in.
Yeah, kind of not quite even. No, not even that big.
Really?
Probably like a slightly taller minivan. With just 2 sliding doors on each side. Yeah, so imagine a minivan. It has the middle row and the back row, right? So remove the middle row, and right behind the driver's seat, put in a little like kitchen, tiny little kitchen. So you just have basically some cupboards there, like makeshift cupboards like you'd have in your kid's room, and a sink like just caulked in there. And then underneath that, they have like a 5-gallon bucket of water. And above that had like a little cooler that kind of worked as your refrigerator. And then 2 sliding doors. And then, so imagine the middle seat. Yeah, it's gone, right? So that's kind of like your living space. And then the back seat's still there. And it can fold down. Like, you can pull it up, fold that one down. It kind of turns into a bed. Much more plush bed than what I slept on, too. So the Deegans, you better be happy. It's because you think of like a regular cushion seat. That's what theirs turned into. Which had to have been better. I didn't try it, so I can't really say, but it looked better.
So where were you at?
So up above that, what they did is they put some braces in there. and they put just plywood with this padding on top of it. And they had 2 of them, and you'd slide them up on top of each other when you're driving around and stuff so they could stand up and move. But then when you go to sleep at night, you pull one back, and it'd make like a bed. But it wasn't even 6 foot long, so like Deegan couldn't sleep up there.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
too tall. And you got like maybe a foot from the bed to the roof,
ceiling,
to the ceiling of the van. So Gina and I slept up there every night, and it was so incredible, man. But the sleeping sucked. But what are you going to do? It was better in tenting. We were going to go out there and rent a car, and we were just going to tent. So we were just going to backpack. It rained like almost every day. It was windy. It's Iceland. And so the weather's, it's pretty treacherous. I mean, there's kind of always inclement weather. And the climate changes consistently because you're on one side of the mountain, you're on the other side of the mountain. You're near a glacier by the ocean. So wherever you drive that day or whatever, you don't even know what the weather is going to be. So it's not like you can just look up the main city and decide, oh, this is going to be nice and sunny today, 54 degrees. No, it's always changing. You're constantly changing. But I'm so glad we didn't tent. Tenting would have sucked because we cooked our own food. So we just went to the grocery store when we got there, bought, a week's worth of food or whatever, shoved it in our little tiny cooler with some beers and everything else, and then just went. And so we had a little burner there that just used butane. So we'd hook that thing up and just cook on that. And then we did rent a grill, which they gave us an empty bottle of propane. They didn't clean the grill. We pulled out the grill one day, and I was like, what's that smell? And it was so bad. And then we hook it up. We start cooking we had some hamburgers. So we started making some hamburgers. All of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, hamburgers aren't cooking anymore. They gave us an empty bottle of propane. But anyway, all that aside, I'm just trying to describe what it's like living with 4 grown adults in this tiny little thing. And we all got along. I think there was a couple probably spouse arguments back and forth, but as a whole, it was great, man. It was awesome. It was fun.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, there's no bathroom, right? No shower, no nothing like that. So they have campsites everywhere, which is pretty awesome. And you got to pay to stay at them. But every different campsite has different amenities. But amenities is I don't know the appropriate word. Like there might just be a hole in the wall with a string you pull, and it might have hot water, it might not have hot water. There might be a bathroom, there might not be a bathroom. I did see a washer and dryer last night when we stayed somewhere, but we never stayed at one with one. So you're just trying to like separate which clothes are destroyed, which clothes are not destroyed. And it's all in this van, and you're all dressing inside of there. And so you gotta, you're gonna set it for bed. All the bags and stuff go over here, set up the beds. Everything goes up in the front seat, so you have room. Oh, we all gotta change. Everything goes back. Pull the bags back out. Change. Get dressed. Okay, we're soaked. All right. My socks are gonna go on the on the DU. Yeah, we're gonna hang some stuff here. We're gonna hang some stuff here. We're gonna put this up here. And they had a little extra heater inside of it, but it broke on us like the 3rd night. That thing was awesome. So you'd run that for like an hour before you go to sleep at night because there's no heat when you're sleeping either. So it's cold. You're inside of a non-insulated van. But that thing was great for like drying your boots or socks or whatever it was. But outside of all like the living, it was just fun, man. I mean, when do you do that? You live in a van with 3 other grown adults. Down by the river. Yeah, had a couple rivers. But Iceland is incredible. It's incredible, man. It's really, really hard to describe how incredible it was because it's a lot to take in because I've never seen anything like it before. You could literally be standing in a position. Let's say you're on a hike, climbing a mountain, and here's the cool thing: it's not like hiking everywhere else. It's not like a destination hike. Like it's not like you're going to the Grand Canyon, you want to go stay on the platform. Just let's get to the platform. No, it's consistent. It's always changing. It's always new. But you'll be hiking and you'll stop every so often, and you just want to look around. And where you might be looking at a lava field or something. You're like, okay, that's amazing. Then you look to the right. Oh, there's a glacier. You turn around. Oh, there's a beach.
Look out, there's an eagle.
Yeah. That looks like Jesse. I think he's trying to get that fish. The gleam in his eye. It's like, yeah, man. It was incredible. It's like the movie Avatar. Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
It was like minus the floating rocks and anti-gravity. It was like Pandora. And so you'd just be standing on top of this waterfall and you're just dumbfounded on what you see. And it's just... The other cool thing is like, it's kind of crazy what you learn about Iceland. Only 30% of the land or something like that is even fertile. So it's all been washed away.
What do you mean fertile? Like can grow?
Yeah. I mean, all the land all the fertile soil, everything else is gone. There's no trees. I mean, there are some trees, but like, just to be hyperbolic, there's no trees, man. Like, there's just, it's crazy. Nothing grows there.
So you're not in like a forest?
No, not at all. No, zero forest. There's no such thing.
Huh. So it's just like hills and mountains.
Just mountains and hills and lava fields and glaciers and beaches, and it's just.
How close did you get to those lava fields?
Oh, you just walk on them, man.
Did you like throw shit in the lava?
Oh, I didn't like look down in it. Like, oh, I never got on top of an active volcano and like stared down like
One ring.
you know, Frodo, catch, buddy.
Come on.
No, but there'd be just, you know, there'd be hot springs and stuff. There'd be steam and sulfur coming out of the ground in certain places. You'd go sit in a natural hot spring, which is so amazing, man. And if you think you're heat acclimated, yeah, I don't know. It's a whole different world. We went into this one and there were some people in there. It's kind of a destination hike spot, so there's a lot of people in there. But there was like this wall of people, and I was like, well, that's weird. There's a whole bunch of water still behind them as I'm kind of trotting over there. Like, I wonder, like, why is nobody going further? You start figuring that out really fast when you start getting close to them, because the closer you get to where it's coming up, the hotter it gets. Oh. And before you know it, man, you get to a point where you can't take it anymore. And I was way past most people, and I was getting all these weird looks from all these European dudes, but I was just like, oh, this feels so good. But yeah, and then if a stream comes through just right or whatever, you're sitting there like, fuck. Oh. Yeah. You're boiling, man. So then you kind of move forward. They're like, ha ha ha, you can't take it or whatever. You're like, dude, come back. But
I've had it.
And we had to get on a bus actually and get out of there. So I was so bummed because we were only in that hot spring for maybe 10, 15 minutes. I could have sat, and this was after 5 or 6 hours of hiking. So it was probably the perfect recovery opportunity. But these hikes. Hiking's incredible, man. It's hard. I don't think a lot of people realize that either. I think they want to go on hikes and then they don't realize the difficulty of what a hike can be. And then they just spend the whole time just trying to make it through. But once you can find a good balance where you can challenge yourself with a hike, you can do different things. You can decide if you want to pack in a camp and then day hike or whatever you're doing. There's all these different options. And my buddy just kind of took me on a couple now, and it's incredibly vast on what experience you can have. It's not like you just go camping. It's not just like going camping. And you lose a lot of the amenities. You lose a lot of stuff. Like you bring snacks and stuff. You stop and you snack, and your indulgence and all that stuff. It's you don't get it.
We're gonna eat this grub or the termites.
What should I decide? Unfortunately, I'm not Bear Grylls. Should I eat this Cliffs bar or this nutty granola bar, or maybe this apple and peanut butter? Like Brian brought a bunch of tortillas on one, and so he had tortillas and little peanut butter packets and apples. He knows what he's doing. The Deegans are pretty good at this stuff. But yeah, it's profoundly beautiful. And the point I was getting at with like a lot of it is non-fertile is, so you can't just go camp whenever you want. You can't just wild park wherever you want, go pitch a tent, start a fire, anything like that. They don't really want you messing up the land, right? And so you got to stay at these designated camp areas, but then when you get out there and you start hiking on these trails and stuff, I mean, you're in the middle of nowhere, and nothing's been touched really. Everything's really clean. Everybody, it's really nice how everybody just has a conscientious effort. It's all about sustainability. I think almost all of Iceland is 100% renewables. Just obviously it's volcanoes everywhere. I mean, they're just a geothermal awesome place, and they're right on the ocean. I mean, I really don't think I don't know.
Damn.
I think they're probably pretty close to 100% would be my guess. I'd have to look it up.
That would be awesome.
It's awesome, man. And the whole place is like that. Everything's really sustainable, but it's not pushed as like an ideology either. It's one thing I noticed there. There's no bravado in Iceland. I could be wrong. Okay. I was only in Iceland for 5 days.
Wait till you litter.
Yeah. Right. And the crazy I don't know what the surface area is. I'd say it's the size of Nebraska, the whole island, but the indigenous population is only like 360,000 people. So it's the size of Lincoln,
scattered throughout the entire
Yeah, but you couldn't live everywhere. That's the thing. So, but there's infrastructure everywhere, through mountains, through everything. So that's what blew my mind. The infrastructure for 360,000 people for an entire island is set up. It's nuts.
What do you mean, like infrastructure? Like, so there's roads, like this unbridled nature, right? Like,
yeah, there's the unbridled nature everywhere, but you can live and go anywhere.
There's like packets of civilization like scattered throughout where you can have like a
packets of sheep everywhere. I'll tell you that. There's sheep everywhere, man, and they're completely suicidal. They won't even give you sheep insurance for your van, man. They're like, nope, that's the one thing we won't cover you on. If you they'll just jump in front. Yeah, they don't care. You honk your horn though, and they get crazy, do a little dance. Yeah,
really,
it's awesome.
You're messing with me.
No, they run and scatter, but it looks adorable, and then you kind of feel bad, but at the same time, I mean, what excitement are they getting out there in the middle of this lava field or this wherever for a little horn every now and then.
They'll be telling sheep stories passed down for generations.
Yeah, right. Like,
man,
I heard that sound. No, it's like searching for Bigfoot. But no, go to Iceland. I would suggest if you can afford it economically. You need at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were supposed to have a full week. Like I said, we missed a day. But I'd say to see everything, you might need 3 weeks. Damn. But they have this ring. They call it the ring. We didn't drive the ring because in a week, people that go driving in a week, basically you're driving for a week. You go around that, and what do you just stop out? Like, oh, I'm here. Like, we really wanted to hike. And so we go, on long hikes, and we climbed up one mountain, went up to a glacier, and I'd never been to a glacier before, which I guess isn't that profound, but it was amazing. It's incredible. Everything is, like I said, just so clean and just bluest blues and greenest greens if it's not raining. And
man,
yeah.
So like you're out there in this unbridled nature, like not touched by man.
Yeah,
so
well,
much,
I don't know if I was in that many places, but that's most of Iceland.
But I mean, like, so you're out there, like, what's your favorite part
of Iceland?
Of being in them, just like the endless, unbounded nature that man, has yet to conquer.
It's like
protected, right?
If you see an awesome photograph or whatever, and you look at it and you're staring at it and you're thinking about walking down that road or whatever that is, and you're there for real, and that photograph just doesn't do it justice.
Yeah,
you're there. You just, there's no words. It's completely ineffable. There's a point where we climbed this waterfall, the Glimmer waterfall. I think it's like the second highest in Iceland, or second longest, etc. I don't know. But there were so many times I just stopped and I was like, I could just sit or stand here. I could sit here all day and not say a word, nothing, because there's no words. It's just incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Man, that sounds awesome.
Did you just fight off a sneeze?
Yeah, I'm working one out, dude. I can still feel it.
Oh, to forewarn anybody listening, Jesse can't sneeze just once. I've never heard it. I've been waiting 2 years to hear him sneeze just once. I'm like, aha! I knew it. Oh, man. But he promised me he'll never sneeze just one time.
It's hard. I wish I could.
I've never heard it. I don't even know if I've heard you just sneeze twice.
It's like 15 times. I'm like struggling to breathe. I'm just like trying to stifle this thing so I don't like.
Yeah. So looping back, go to Iceland. It's incredible. It's crazy. There's only very few indigenous animals. I mean, nothing's really there. Polar bears come visit every once in a while from Greenland, I guess, but there's an indigenous fox that lives there. There's no predators, so it looks like there's no snakes, no rattlesnakes. That was kind of cool, like when you go hiking in Utah or anything else, or in Grand Canyon, obviously you got to
watch out for snakes.
Be conscious. You forget about it. But nothing. No bears going to come into your tent. There's nothing there.
Man, that's awesome.
It is pretty cool.
Get to let your guard down a little bit.
I never really probably took that for granted. Yeah, you don't have to worry about a thing.
Man,
when it comes to that.
That's probably my favorite part.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure like those views and that sounds just like.
But like what I was talking about too, and I don't know the culture of Iceland. We didn't. There's a main town there, and I'll botch the pronunciation of it, like
Reykjavik or something.
Reykjavik. Yeah. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. You cannot. So apparently, Icelandic is the hardest language in the world to learn. People can't even learn it.
More than English?
The absolute hardest language to learn. There was this kid. He was he had synesthesia, and they did a documentary on him, something like smartest kid alive. Or he was part of one of those. And so synesthesia is where you see like the color or the number 5 is blue in this shape. It's not a 5. Or you hear, like you smell sounds. You like synesthesia is trippy.
Sounds like it.
It's awesome, man. And yeah, this guy has it. And he rocks it. And he's kind of a savant, but it doesn't seem like but he's very sociable. Everything else, he kind of, you could tell he's kind of has the savantness a little bit. But he learned Icelandic. Like they challenged him to go on a talk show in 2 weeks and speak Icelandic or whatever, however you pronounce that. And he went on there and did it, man. 2 weeks.
Wow.
It's supposed to be an impossible language.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's a crazy listening to people. And it's written like pretty much English. I mean, they have a couple little nuances, but what you think it says is not what it says. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like Reykjavik, right? Like it looks like that's what it says. Probably not even close.
Isn't Bjork from Iceland? Isn't she from there?
Bjork? She might be. I don't know.
Bjork.
Sounds Icelandic.
BJORK.
Could be Scottish.
It's something over there. She's super weird though.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if like people
I wanted to see the
natives there, like
the mountains
kinda,
from there. The world's strongest man dude. Yeah. Game of Thrones guy. Yeah, he's from there. But no, like when we were in Reykjavik and everything else and driving around, like not one car said like native Icelander, none of that. They were very much, it was very much like Team Homo sapiens. It was kind of cool. And like I said, I didn't get a dive into the culture that much, but what I noticed was what I didn't notice. Because anywhere else you go, you immediately notice the cultural
Proud to be an American.
implications or whatever it is, wherever you go,
right?
Pretty much, you get that. And I did not get that in Iceland whatsoever. And what I realized was I wasn't getting it, and I was like, "Whoa, this is kind of crazy."
If I didn't know I was in Iceland right now, I wouldn't know I was in Iceland.
You just feel like a human being among other human beings.
Yeah.
Like that's what you feel like, 100%.
Man, that'd be nice.
It was very comforting. It was so nice. Like you could remove those little things that you put in place when you like go into a place or you walk through this park at night or whatever. Like I'm not saying that probably there isn't bad people or whatever, but you don't set those in motion. You don't get the, okay, I need to do this or I need to prepare this way or I need to bring out this attitude. No, man, it was just, you just were. And so it was really cool. It reminded me a lot of like the float culture.
It's nice to know that that's still possible today.
Yeah, I think there's some float centers there too.
Really?
Yeah.
Should have floated, dude.
Bumped into a dude at a bar on our last night. We did go into town. We had dinner, went and had some drinks. And
drink some Icelandic beer?
Yeah, it's nothing special.
Oh, Iceland, pick it up.
Well, I mean, it's just like the same thing in Europe or Germany or wherever. It's the same kind of beer.
Yeah.
But they have their own staples, I guess. But just, it's like Pilsner's kind of a big deal sometimes. Not a lot of IPAs and stuff. But now there was a guy at a bar I was just kind of shooting the shit with. And he was pretty hammered. And he's like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I forgot what I was going to do. And I was like, it's kind of a good feeling, We're just kind of shooting the shit. He's like, I love your shirt. I had my float naked shirt on. I was like, right on, man. Thanks. And I was like, you feeling it floating? He's like, yeah. He's like, I did it. He was telling me, I believe it was in Iceland. He went and floated. And he's like, yeah, man, I really enjoyed it. I need to get back in there again. I explained to him, you need to get in there a few times, get that experience. And yes, we shot the shit for a little bit, but that's pretty cool to find out they got a float center there in that tiny population.
Dude.
I'm sure it's a small little kind of center, but.
Huh. I'm going to beer school tonight.
Beard or beer?
Beer.
School?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
Never
that,
heard
man?
of it?
No.
It's, so here in Lincoln, we have Empyrean Brewery.
Yeah. Imperial?
Empyrean.
That's right. It is Empyrean.
At Laszlo's. And the first Monday of every month,
they
have a brewery tour, which they just call, I guess the kids are calling it, beer school. And so I'm stoked to do that, but like, this is the really cool part. I'm sorry to switch gears here, but I just thought of it. Like,
weren't you an eagle like 5 minutes ago?
I know.
living off the land. Jesus.
So Tom, who I play in this Nintendo cover band with, has been talking to this guy. He goes to beer school all the time, like almost every month.
He's schooled in beer.
He is he's got like an A+ in beer school.
He's working on his PhD.
But apparently there's this guy that's been going there who develops video games, and he wants to develop a video game with Pure Brown.
What?
So yeah, the video game cover band I'm in.
So you guys are going to be the sound?
We're going to be making a video game. It's going to be Pure Brown, the video game.
What?
Potentially. I don't know how,
what is that? What does that look like?
Sounds like this dude's really into it. And so tonight we're going to go and talk to him about like the development, the beginning stages of developing this game. And so it'll be like probably 8-bit, maybe like a Super Nintendo game. I don't know. Like my first thought is just kind of like the Beavis and Butthead video game, where like you get to pick Beavis or Butthead, and you're just trying to get to the Guar concert.
Right.
You could pick like 4 of us and just try to get to the Pure Brown, and we're trying to get to our Pure Brown concert. It'll be something like that. We could just be like fighting ninjas or zombies or something. I don't care. Like, we'll figure that out. But I don't know.
Oh, that's
I don't
rad.
know. I'm so stoked to go learn about beer. And
what's this
talk
guy's
to this
name?
dude. I don't know. I haven't met him. Tom just met.
So he's just a coder and makes little fun games on the side. Yeah.
Heard about our
There's a lot
band
of people
playing
that do that.
video game covers, and
Thought that's a good fit.
Yeah.
It's a super good fit, man.
I'm stoked.
Like along the way, you guys, in order to get to the show or whatever, the Pure Brown show, you have to ace so many covers of so many different video game songs or something like that. Like you need to get what you need to get to be able to get the band together and play the ultimate video game song,
Right.
The Pure Brown video game song.
And then it could be like one of our originals.
Yeah, right.
Because I think that's like going to be the goal, is like because we have original songs that are video game inspired that we want to use for the soundtrack to this video game.
So would it be like first person, do you think?
No, I think it'll be like a scroller, like left to right, kind of like Mario.
Yeah.
Mario or
Dude,
Double Dragon
that's
or
so
something like
rad,
that. Yeah.
Man. That goes with your theme too, because I mean, all your video game songs are Nintendo based, which are, and you do mostly old school ones anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, it'd be cool to do like an 8-bit type thing like that.
Oh man, yeah, it'll be fun.
It'd be so cool, man.
Dude, you should go to beer school with me sometime. I've never been.
Beer school
I know.
tonight. What time do they have it at?
6:30.
6:30.
Yeah.
I got too much work to do, Jesse.
Yeah, I'm sure you're working on the house,
Yeah,
being all
yeah.
responsible. I can't go
I know, man.
learn about
Got a lot going on right now.
making beer. That's another thing we got on the back burner is the Pure Brown beer.
Pure Brown beer. I'm pretty excited about that. So
That's in the works.
Does this guy actually do brewing tours? Or does he just work there?
This guy just goes there.
Oh,
This
he
dude
just goes to
beer school.
okay.
I'm pretty sure.
So he's not a part of Empyrean.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's just a
Understood.
match made in heaven.
I'm surprised it was Jake that didn't know him, and instead it was Tom.
Yeah. I mean,
So he just met him at beer school. You meet good people at beer school, man.
Apparently.
Right?
I mean,
go to school. Stay in school.
stay in school,
Stay in
kids.
school, kids.
Stay in beer school.
So you get some of your best friends, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
That would be rad. That would be super, super cool. Then again, we won't bring it up here. The legalities of Pure Brown.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're a video game cover band.
And then all of a sudden you make a video game playing other video game songs. on top of it,
I don't know if we'd be able to pull that off, but
Yeah.
we've got enough original material to be able to make a soundtrack for a video game.
No, it'd be so cool to make a soundtrack for your own video game.
We've got
It
this
just
one song that
sounds
we're working
right.
on. It's been called Working Title
Okay.
for years.
That's such
and
a
then
good
I
name.
think that's going to be just our title screen.
Yes, don't change that. That's perfect.
Working title, and then it's going to be the title screen. Working title screen.
Oh, that's brilliant, man.
I don't know, man. It's fun.
No, that'd be super rad. I'd love to play you in a video game. It'd be cool if you could pick like you or Jake, Tom. Or whatever.
Like
Just
Hunter will have glasses.
Yeah,
like-
yeah, man. Drumsticks like in his back pocket.
Yeah.
or
And I was
something.
thinking like that. Like he could have like drumsticks would be his weapon. Like my weapon could be guitars.
right
Like,
on.
like it could be like a triplet. Like 1, 2, 3. Like
You should make it more. This is just coming right out of my butt, but like little intellectual things you got to figure out too. Definitely got to have little fighting things, right? Like got to fight the ninjas that won't let you go to the concert. Of course, they exist.
yeah.
But little things like what does this have to get to do this? Or you need 2 drumsticks. I mean, there's got to be like some scenario like what has to happen? But it'd be hard to do that 8-bit.
Yeah.
But it could be like answering questions.
You could like collect drumsticks,
Right,
or
like-
something.
right.
Like,
pick a destiny
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Have your own Pure Brown pick.
Yeah. A lot of
Like
potential.
takes
A lot
you
of potential.
through a warp.
So yeah, we're playing October 26th. It's going to be like a Halloween show.
Nice. Where's that at?
Bodegas.
Bodegas,
Say it with me
October
now.
26th.
Bodegas.
What time?
I'm not sure what time yet, but we've got the band Drug Salad,
Okay.
which sounds awesome. Our buddy Billy Barnes is
Okay.
going to do a closing set, and then Antlerhead is this other band. They're
So
kind
you
of a
guys
newer band
opening
in
or
town.
what?
I think we're going to be like second or third.
Okay. Antlerhead.
Antlerhead. Yeah, it's going to be
It's
pretty
kind of
heavy.
redundant.
Antlerhead. I don't know. I've just saw a clip of them and it was good.
Dude, that's a good name. I like it.
Yeah,
Bodegas.
so that'll be fun. Bodegas, October 26th. Pure Brown. Halloween. Boom. Yeah. Any other announcements? Anything else coming up with Lost and Float?
No, I'm still haven't jumped out.
Are you
of
still in
this
the float tank, dude?
I'm still floating.
Come on, man, we got.
Well, hiking for a week, and my body was hating sleeping on that thing.
Get
I
back
was
home,
sore,
working on the
man.
new house. Just
Yeah, then we bought a new house, and so we're got to fix that thing up. And yeah, it's just been nonstop roller coaster ride. So I
yeah,
didn't.
because you sold the house while you were in Iceland.
Yeah, dude. So shout out to our realtor, John Crumrine. Sold our house in 5 hours, man.
Killer.
Yeah, I was still at the airport, and he's like, "Hey, man, so you want to accept an offer?" And I was like, "Well, what is it?" Yeah, so if you're looking for a good realtor here in Lincoln, John Crumrine, and he's with Home. I hope I don't mess that up. Yeah, Home.
I'm pretty sure that was what
Yeah.
I saw on the sign was home.
6690 or whatever, Home. Yeah, John is the man. 5 hours.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, and that was what, a week ago.
Right.
Not the prime time to sell a house, man.
Right? Like,
He did it. He pulled it off. He's great. No, he did awesome, man. It was basically like we didn't have to do anything. And thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. You're a good man. We can go to beer school.
yeah, dude. I think you owe him a beer.
I'll take you to beer school.
I think you owe him a class.
Well, I think he gets money from it, so
Oh, yeah.
he can buy me a beer at beer school.
I forgot how this works.
Right? Yeah. It's not like he did it for zero commission or anything like that. That's weird. Nebraska even has laws where you have to take certain commissions things. I think I should not be talking on podcasts today. Is it obvious? It's
Gotta
pretty
get your
obvious, isn't it?
Shit together, man.
I am, man. I feel good though. That's what's kind of crazy is all these podcasts can be different. Like I feel so good right now. I could talk on here for the next 3 hours and you just be like, hey, dude, we need to wrap this up. You've just been kind of rambling. Like, yeah, dude, I'm just got a microphone in front of my face. Post float, man. Still floaty. Do we have any announcements coming up? So I've literally been the worst small business owner ever for the last 2 weeks. I was gone for a week, getting this house ready. You guys pimped this place out. You took care of it so well. But no, I don't really have anything except Harper. My daughter is the current artist right now in the gallery, depending on when we push this podcast out. I think we're about ready to start pushing them out. So maybe this will happen in time. It's September right now. Mm-hmm. So for the rest of September, my daughter's got her artwork on the walls in our Lost and Float gallery. It's pretty rad. It's pretty awesome, actually. Her name is Harper. I'm an artist. When people ask, so she takes it pretty serious. And if you look closely, she actually drew our version of a floater, not the normal person's version of a floater. And I still remember the day she showed it to me. She's like, "Oh, hey, Dad, look what I drew." And I was like, I didn't
Was
want
that a poop joke?
Yeah. We had one last episode. We can't go without. We need to somehow sneak in one of those turds every time.
Took me a second. I guess I'm still a little...
Yeah, you meet somebody that's not listening to FloatCon and be like, "Hey, my daughter drew this picture and she handed me it was a floater," and they're like, "That's hilarious." But oh no, okay, it's not that funny because you're thinking of poop.
No, it was a really good floater, like a real.
It literally looks like a floater, and it freaked me out. And I didn't even. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I want to say, "Is this a?" And she's like, "No, it's a floater, Dad." And I was like, "You really meant to do that?"
That's awesome.
Because kids draw sometimes, and something comes out of me like, "Oh, that's fantastic," and just the way we. How do you say that word? Where because you're a human being, you see faces and stuff all the time.
Anthropomorphize?
Thank you.
I think that's the
I'm
word.
so floaty, dude. You nailed it. So you anthropomorphize everything, but this wasn't that. This is legit. She went out to draw this and drew this, and I was just like,
I saw it, man. Like it's
your
a floater.
new middle name is I'm an artist.
I'm an artist.
Harper.
I'm an artist.
Words, dude. Done. No, I don't have anything else. I apologize for being so floaty, but this is going to happen from time to time.
That's all good.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
you know what we need to talk about before we get off of here is we need to figure out a guest for our next one. Not shouting out for any help, but I think that's the goal. Is we've got a few episodes of me and you just talking about nonsense and post float nonsense. Probably need to talk a little bit more about floating. This is only gonna organically happen. It'll turn into what it turns into, but I don't know. I'd like to have a guest on pretty soon.
Yeah. I got a list of people
Yeah.
I have in mind. We'll work that out.
Oh, I don't know if we can say this, but there is Space Force School at UNL, man.
Yeah.
I won't take any further past that, but literally UNL is one of the hubs for the new Space Force.
That's
Are they calling
trip.
it Space Force yet, or is it Space something else?
I think it's
gonna
Space Force.
right now, like through Congress.
I mean, I think that's what they're calling it. It might have like another term that
I don't
it's
remember.
like officially called, but I think
We
it's
need to
they're
have
sort of
like
calling-
you know how like
I need
everyone-
Jamie. Like
I know. I seriously, without having my phone, my cyber genetics are off, and I'm like all of a sudden not that smart.
right
But no, there's Space Force. So they literally send people here to UNL
to learn space law.
to learn like space law and things like that from like the JAG and the Navy, things like that. And so they come here and they're learning space law in Lincoln, Nebraska.
For the Space Force.
So I would like to get a hold of somebody who's going to school for space law.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And
And
just
before
bring-
anybody ever starts talking crap about space law, Neil deGrasse Tyson thought of it first.
Yeah,
In
he's
2001.
That's true, man. He probably did.
He did. He
Yeah.
said he did. He's like, oh yeah, just because Trump says it doesn't mean it's dumb. I
No,
thought of that in 2001. He's like,
It's not dumb idea at all, man. I mean, what are you gonna
I
do?
mean,
It's gonna
gonna
happen
happen,
eventually. Might
yeah.
as well happen when we got some eyes and ears on it, man, and get to kind of see it. It's gonna happen. We're gonna be
mean,
traveling the stars one day.
it does sound ridiculous. At
It sounds
first
amazing.
thought, but then, but yeah, no. I mean,
My dork freaking meter just loves it, man.
oh yeah, dude. I'm
It
just
sounds
like,
not ridiculous in the least. It sounds like the best
Star
idea
Trek,
ever.
man.
The thing is, you also got to be pretty pragmatic about it. It's more for wars,
And
effort,
defense,
security,
yeah.
defense. But dude,
And
it's the
offense.
Space Force, man.
Right.
Like I'm more excited. I just picture Star Trek in my mind the whole
Yeah,
time.
that's what
and
I'm saying,
everything
like-
else, and
Like scientist athletes.
yeah, dude. Like there you go. That's what I picture. I just picture a bunch of smart dudes figuring out how to, I don't know, travel the stars.
Right?
Dude.
That is the dream, man.
Yeah.
That is,
I
when
get-
I was a little kid, I wanted to be an astronaut.
I did
and
too,
now I
man.
get to like float and and pretend to be an astronaut. But
I want to do one of those zero G dives in a plane, but
awesome.
I don't think it's
great.
cheap.
A kid I was into science with when I was in elementary school
Yeah.
back in Las Vegas. He actually works for NASA now.
Really?
It's nuts. I was just like, man, if I would have stuck with it, I
Yeah.
should have stuck with that dude, man.
I'm sure
Like,
they have like, they gotta have janitors and stuff too. I mean, we could get in there,
I'll,
man.
I'll
we
scrub
could do
those
some
toilets,
stuff,
dude.
man.
Like, I'll do it.
Just so you can wear like a NASA shirt.
Let me in that
Like,
G-force
yeah.
machine.
See, there we go. Jumping on teams again, man. So Icelandic of us. No, I don't have anything else except for that. I definitely want to. I think it'd be super cool to find somebody who's going
Yeah.
to space law.
That's a
and
great
just talk
idea.
to them. Obviously, they might be like, "Why would I come talk to you?" But
Hey.
I'm just curious, man. I have
Floating is about as close to outer space as you're gonna get right now.
about as zero
Anti-gravity.
gravity as you're gonna get, man. I wonder how much the actual effects of gravity remove from the body in a float tank.
I don't know. It's a good question.
I don't know either, man.
Pretty dang.
I'm
It's
gonna
a lot.
85 to 90%.
I'd say yeah. It's
It's pretty insane. It's the
Yeah.
only place in the world you can do that. Think about that.
I mean, it's like I don't feel it. It's like I even did that assessment today.
You
I was
don't,
just like,
you
I
don't appreciate
feel
how much is going on inside the
nothing
tank.
pulling on me.
Like when anybody comes out of there and like, yeah, I floated in a tub of water. I bounced on the walls for an hour. Cool. It's like, first of all, you came in with these expectations to like have your life changed. You were looking for a magic pill probably, but not to appreciate that environment. It's crazy when you really break down what's happening. Where else can you just, besides like the Dead Sea, go remove gravity from your body, decompress all your joints, everything, just gone. Your brain literally doesn't have to focus on it anymore. And then on top of that, build the
other
environment around.
calibrations is
You think calibrate it? Like you're laying in the Dead Sea and all of a sudden you can't feel your body.
yeah.
The weather's perfect.
It's like turn the
it's
sun
not
off.
perfect or unperfect. It's just non-existent. Yeah. No. Sometimes I definitely take for granted what we get to do all the time.
Yeah, I think the space law dude would dig it.
That's a good deal. Let's do that. Let's try to. We should hit somebody up,
I'll find him. I'll
Yeah.
find the man.
and we'll just have to study up a little bit beforehand so we can have some actually intelligent questions
Yeah.
instead of
Oh yeah.
be like, so did you turn into an eagle?
So if the light's red or if light's yellow and I'm flying through it in space, do I get a space ticket?
Oh man! And the thing is, I wonder how much they're involved, like all the physics and stuff that you would kind of have to understand, like within space. Like, what is the law of space? I like even that question just right off the background would be like, what is the law of space? What are the laws that you're trying to implement?
Mm-hmm.
Is it more people trying to garner that we impede these laws, or like is it? I mean, like there's certain spaces in our continent, or not a continent, sorry, on a world where it's open to everybody. It's international. There's no law. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna get out of here. And that's it, folks. Thanks for listening. We love you very much.
Oh, one last thing. Anybody else that wants to actually become an artist here at Lost and Float, we're booked up through January now, but you can check it out on our website at lostandfloat.com. Sign up to be an artist.
Super easy. If the form's not working, just hit us up. You just sign up right there. It'll ask you to upload 2 or 3 pieces, I think, like that. Write a little synopsis on why we should accept you. And you get the wall space, man. We don't take any commissions. We don't sell the art. We don't do anything. We're just providing a space for you to be able to show your art. And hopefully through the, genre of people that walk through here, somebody sees your art and you get some networking capabilities out that and find some commission.
Yeah.
Or get commissioned to do something.
Yeah.
And that's it, boys and girls.
Till further ado.
Bye-bye now.
See ya.
I started coming back to life, man. It's so cool, like...